Hey, Dory Friend here, and guess what? It's raining again today, and it's supposed to rain for the rest of the week. So right after this, I'm going to sit by the fire with my puppies and have a great Saturday. So, but first, we are going to talk about more links. Today is 7 swans swimming. So I'm thinking swans, white swans. I definitely don't have any swans out in the pond, but for white swans, we are going to talk about white hat linking techniques. So I'm going white hat today, something I don't do very often. So white hat today. Boring, boring, boring. No, it's not that boring. A lot of people need white hat. And to be honest, you know, in the SIA, we're mostly white hat. Kyle is very, very white hat because he has a full service SEO company and he has to be white hat for his customers. I usually do, you know, like wham bam's thank you ma'am type of stuff, launch jacking affiliate stuff, which I don't care about if I lose a site. So, you know, you gotta juggle both. But in this case today, we're going to talk about white hat linking strategies. And of course, number 1 is guest blogging. Guest blogging, guest posting. I mean, as boring as that sounds, a lot of people are still getting links on it. I know Matt Cutt said years ago that it was dead. It ain't dead. Number 2 is give a testimonial. That's easy. Give a testimonial. Like say, for the SIA, if I send an email out and say, hey, we need testimonials for our club, would you give a testimonial? You should give a testimonial, and so you get a link back from our site to your site. And if you see a site or use a tool that you really like, email the owner and say, here's a testimonial. Would you put it on your page? Use my link. It's a great, easy way to get backlinks, and it's not that difficult like most of the white hat stuff is. I mean, sometimes, you know, if you're have a big website, you got to hire somebody full-time to do this kind of outreach. So, but number 3 is play something that's a little bit unknown, and that's Haro. And you can actually sign up there, and writers are looking for sources, resources for their articles. So you'll get a couple emails a day, and if you have the information that they're looking for, then give it to them, and you'll get a link to your site. That's not so painful as a lot of the other outreach type of stuff is. Number 4, kind of a heady one, but you can go out and find places that people are linking to and that site's no longer there. It brings back a 404 error, and you can introduce yourself and say, hey, I got a great piece of content that you can link to instead of linking to a site that's no longer there or something like that. There are some tools, and I'm not going to go into that right now, but that's a kind of a great idea. And in fact, you could even find domains. I mean, it goes to that level where you can purchase an old domain and have all those links coming into that and then link it over. Of course, that's what PBNs are. But you could also contact people from those old domains that aren't being bought or are being bought and say, hey, you're linking over there. I got a really great article to link to. That's not something being done. It's a little, not that black hatty, but you get the link before the person who bought the site does. Anyway, I know a lot of people won't do that, so I feel okay about mentioning that. And it's not all that black hat, I don't think. I got my white hat on. So that was number 4. Number 5, which shouldn't take you more than a day or so, and that is just search for your brand on Google. And if you find places that your brand is there and they don't have a link to you, they're just mentioning your site, then just contact the webmaster and ask, say, hey, can you make that a link? I don't know what the response is. I've never done that. I know a lot of people recommend doing that, so that's why I put it in the white hat thing, because it's a really white hat technique. Anyway, there you go. So number 6, and this seems like a lot of work, but you can create a scholarship in the area or industry and make it available at the colleges. You know, we love EDU links. EDU links are great. They're going to link to you. There's probably even tutorials out there to do that, and probably even paid courses to show you how to create a scholarship. I think I've seen people do that. Great way to get links, labor intensive, but you could probably do it for like $500. Worth a try if you're doing that. But number 7. Now here's one that is an SIA tested resource, and we found that infographics ain't so good. So there's a couple places I'm going to tell you about infographics, but we did the test and we put infographics on 20 sites. Now, I love infographics. I do infographics just to educate my customers. I love reading infographics from people who are educating me. So I'm not saying don't do infographics. I'm saying if you're just doing infographics to get links and you're sending them to these aggregators to get all these links, it's not a great value for your money. So I don't know actually how to pronounce this one, but this one was the first one to index. And so we initially thought, oh, it must be the best because it was the first to index. 6 months later, it's not in the index. What is still in the index, and these are the 3 that I'm going to recommend that you do submit your infographics to, is slideshare.net, youcollectinfographics.com, and slideapp.net. Those are the ones that are still in Google's search results to this day. So those are the 3 I would recommend submitting your infographics to if you're going to go that route. So anyway, that was your 7 white hat tips of the day for link building. I actually have some more white hat stuff when we get to on page later on in this series. So I do a lot of white hat, but linking mostly it's been black hat most of my career. So I'm going to put my black hat back on and be what I am. So anyway, I'm going to the fire, and I will see you tomorrow with 8 maids of milking. And this one's going to be really good because we're going to milk the system with this one. And I don't know if it's black hat or not, but it's really something cool that we found out in the SIA. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, this is Dory out. Bye. Come on, get happy.